it's Alma from the Cat's Pajamas, and since we went digital, I thought I'd show you a couple of cool things that I discovered using Cricut Design Space. All the Digis and SVGs can be found at the Cat's Pajamas website, and I'll have the links in the description box. First up is how to create cutting files from Digistamps. It's a great way to extend your Digistamps and create your own personalized designs that you can use with Cricut Design Space. I've gone ahead and opened Cricut Design Space, and now I want to upload one of the Cat's Pajamas Digistamps. Click the Upload button on the left-hand side of the screen, and you're taken here. On the left side, click the Upload Image button. Then you can drag and drop your file here, or browse your computer for it. The first Digi I'll convert is the Holly Digistamp. Once it's selected, click the Open button. All our Digistamps are black or simple colors, so select Simple from the image type on the right-hand side. Then click Continue. Once you do that, you're taken to the background remover screen. If you have a subscription to Cricut Access, you can use the Automatic button. If not, you can still remove the background manually. Let's enlarge the image by clicking the plus sign right below the image. The transparent part of the file is blue and white checked. The image is black, and all we need to do is remove the gray areas. Then I'll click on the Select wand on the left side under Manual and simply place the plus sign over the gray areas and click. Scroll through and remove all the gray areas. Once you're done, click the Apply and Continue button at the bottom. You're taken to this screen where you have the option to upload the cut image or the print then cut image. Since we're making cut files, we're going to select the cut image. Now that the file has been uploaded, let's select it and add to the canvas. It comes in very large, so we'll just make it smaller by putting in a smaller size in the upper toolbar, making sure that the lock is closed so that the proportions are kept. So the holly comes in as one color, and if I want to have the files cut two colors, it's easy enough to do. We'll just select the holly and duplicate it. Make one of them invisible by clicking on the eye in the layer. Select the layer that's still visible, and if you look at the bottom of the column, the only button left on is the contour button. So we'll go ahead and select that, and this window pops up. Simply select the items that you don't want showing up. For this layer, I want it to be all greenery, so I'll just select the berries to turn them off. I can do this in the big picture or in the right column. On the right column, each area is shown, so whatever is easiest for you. And when you're done, click the X in the upper right corner. This looks pretty good. Now let's change the holly to green so I know what to cut them out of. Now let's work on the berries. Turn off the eye in the holly leaf layer and turn on the second layer to make it visible. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the leaf layer. Select the layer and then the contour button at the bottom. Only this time we're going to leave the berries showing. Now since there are only a couple of berries, I'll select Hide All the Contours button at the bottom of the column on the right. Now if any portion, like that top portion, is not selected when I click Hide All the Contours button, I'll go ahead and turn that top frame off. Then I'll click off all the berries, and then I'll click the top of the window to close it. Now that this layer is all berries, I'm going to change the color to red. To put everything all together, I'm going to turn on both layers and adjust the placement. I think that looks pretty good. So I'll select both layers and group them together. For the design in my head, I'm going to rotate the graphic 90 degrees and flip it vertically. Then I'll duplicate the holly and flip the duplicate horizontally. I want this holly to look like it's one unit instead of two separate pieces. And I'm going to do that by first getting rid of one set of berries and moving the holly together. So I'll select one of the berry layers, and I'm going to use the contour button to remove the group of 3. I think this looks pretty good. Let's see how it will cut. By checking the Color Sync tab, it looks like we only have 2 colors to cut, which is what I want. Now let's check the placement of the items by clicking the Make It button. By looking at each color mat, I can see that the placement is off, and the items are all jumbled on the page. It may not matter depending on what you're using the graphic for, but for what I'm using them for, placement is important. So let's cancel and go back to Design Space. The solution's pretty easy. First, ungroup all the layers and then move the layers so that the leaves are with the leaves and the berries are with the berries. Select each group and go to the bottom and click Attach. Do this for both groups. Then I'll just check it for placement by clicking Make It. And now I can see that the placement is exactly where I want it to be. Now let's add one more thing to make this design complete. Select Upload at the bottom left and then Upload Image. Browse for the December 25th Digi in the Vintage Christmas Digistamp set and click Open. Select Simple from the image type on the right and click Continue. Select the wand under Manual and click to remove each gray section. If you make a mistake, just click on the back arrow above the image and keep going. When you're done, click Apply and Continue. Select the cut image and upload. After the image has been uploaded, select it and click Add to Canvas. Let's reduce the size of the image and also change the color. Now it's just a matter of finding a design that I think works. To make things easier on me, I'm going to group all the hollies and the berries together, so I can just move it as one piece. I think this looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. That's how you turn your digis into cutting files using Cricut Design Space. Next up, I'm going to be showing you how to create single-layer cutting files for multi-layer SVGs. If you've ever purchased a layered SVG, they're easy to stack one layer on the next to create a seamless die cut for your paper crafts or pages. But if you want to use vinyl instead of paper to create a mug or a t-shirt, for example, it's better to have a single layer instead of multiple layers to attach directly to the item. Multi-layers can peel up. Even if you have multiple colors, you can create a single layer project, and I'll show you how. It's really easy. I've gone ahead and uploaded the Santa tag from the red and black ornaments tag file. Now I'll select it and add it to the canvas. Now that it's on the canvas, you can see all the different layers on the right-hand side. The gray layer is the base, and it's under all the other layers. The brim of the hat seems to bisect the gray base, so let's select the base and the brim and select Slice at the bottom of the Layers column. The result of the slice is brought to the top of all the layers. By turning off all the other layers, you can see that the base layer has been bisected by the hat brim. Now to get rid of the top part of the base by, you guessed it, selecting it and going to the contour and turning off the top portion of the base. And easy peasy, we're left with just the beard. Let's turn the layers back on and cut the nose from the beard. Place the nose over the beard and select Slice. You can see on the layers that the nose is cut out of the beard, and we can see the part that was cut out of the beard. We're going to delete that. The nose was also cut in two parts, so let's put them back together by selecting them and clicking the Weld button next to the Slice button at the bottom. So let's check and see if we have all our parts. We have the nose, we have the beard, we have the brim, an extra brim. Let's get rid of that. And finally, the nose needs to be cut out of the brim. Select them both and hit the Slice button. As you can see, the nose was cut out of the brim, so let's get rid of that part of the brim. And put the nose back together by selecting both and welding them together. Now let's check placement by clicking the Make It button. The yellow mat is the only one that contains two parts, and they're not correctly placed. You can see that because the pom-pom's on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side. So let's go back and fix that. Select the brim and the pom-pom and click Attach. And that should fix it. Let's check by clicking Make It, and now you can see the pom-pom on the yellow mat is correctly placed to the right-hand side. This will definitely help make things easier when placing your multicolored designs on shirts and mugs and other three-dimensional objects. It's that easy to create a single layer cutting file from a multi-layer SVG, even if it's multiple colors. I hope you give it a try. Have a great day.